Ever wished you could just step inside a textbook instead of just, reading it?
Yeah, I think we've all been there.
Well, that's what EON Reality is aiming for.
Really?
Yep, and their tool of choice, spatial AI.
Okay, so we're talking about more than just making things look cool in 3D, right?
Right, although they do that too. But it's bigger than that. They're talking about learning 4 times faster.
4 times.
4 times faster. And a 275% boost in confidence. Wild, right?
It's a bold claim. So if it's not just marketing hype.
Exactly. Are we looking at a potential revolution in education and training, or is it just smoke and mirrors?
I'm intrigued, but yeah, let's break it down.
Okay, so let's paint a picture here. What does learning with EON Reality actually look like in action? Imagine, instead of just reading about the human heart, you're holding a beating 3D model of it in your hand.
Yeah.
You can rotate it, examine every valve and ventricle up close. Kind of amazing, right?
It is, and what I find really fascinating is how EON Reality takes these existing educational materials, medical textbooks, for example, and converts them into these interactive 3D environments.
Yeah, it's next level hands-on experience.
Family.
And it's not like they just drop you into these virtual worlds to figure things out on your own.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they've got these things called AI-driven avatars.
Okay, now that sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie.
Right. But they're basically like having a personalized virtual tutor by your side.
Interesting. So how does that work exactly?
Well, this is where EON Reality gets really interesting. These avatars aren't just giving pre-programmed responses. They actually use AI to adapt to your specific learning style.
Wow. Okay, so walk me through that.
So let's say you're breezing through a particular concept. The avatar picks up on that and ramps up the difficulty. But if you're struggling, it provides more guidance and support.
That's a lot more sophisticated than I initially thought. But hold on, how do we know if this approach actually translates into real results?
That's the million-dollar question, right? We've all seen education fads come and go.
Exactly. So how do we separate the hype from the reality?
Well, to figure that out, I think we need to look beyond the flashy tech and dive into some concrete examples. What do you say?
Sounds like a plan. Let's do it.
All right, so we've heard the bold claims, but now it's time to see if they hold up under the microscope. Let's dive into those real-world case studies we talked about, starting with Los Angeles Community College. They seem to have really embraced what EON Reality is doing.
Yeah, they went all in. And the numbers are pretty impressive from what I've seen. Almost 100 faculty members using EON XR to create over 900 lessons.
Yeah, that's commitment.
It is. And it's reaching over 1,100 students.
Okay, but it's not just about the numbers, right?
Right. What's really important here is the impact. And they're seeing it firsthand. A staggering 99% of faculty reported improvements in student learning outcomes.
99%, that's almost unheard of. Okay, but maybe community college is one thing. What about a more, specialized setting, like a hospital?
Good point.
Yeah.
And there are definitely some interesting use cases there. The Children's Hospital of Orange County is doing some really innovative work with EON Reality.
Oh, yeah. What are they working on?
They're using it to address a challenge a lot of hospitals face: how to prepare young patients for MRIs.
Yeah, that makes sense. Those machines can be intimidating.
Exactly. For anyone, but especially kids. So they've created these immersive 3D modules.
Okay. I'm intrigued. How does that work?
Well, instead of just being wheeled into this big, noisy, kind of scary machine, the kids get to virtually explore it beforehand. The module guides them through the entire process, explaining everything in a way that's both engaging and reassuring.
That is so smart. So it's like they get to familiarize themselves with the experience before they actually go through it.
Exactly. And the results back it up. They've seen a significant decrease in patient anxiety and stress levels.
Wow. That's amazing. It really shows you the power of this technology, even outside of a traditional classroom setting.
It does.
And it gets me thinking, if they can use it to help kids going through something as stressful as an MRI, imagine the possibilities for other types of training, especially high-stakes environments.
Oh, absolutely. And there's some really compelling examples out there. Like, think about an airport, for instance. Changing Airport in Singapore is doing some incredible things with EON Reality.
No kidding. Like what?
Well, they're using it for things like, firefighter training and emergency response simulations, stuff where every second counts.
Right, those are high-pressure situations. And it's not like you can just hit pause and try again if something goes wrong.
Exactly. And the results speak for themselves. They've seen a 35% increase in knowledge retention.
So they're remembering more of what they learned, which is critical in those situations.
Absolutely. And it gets better, they've also seen a 40% decrease in training time.
So not only are they learning faster, they're remembering more of it. That's a game changer in any field, but especially one like that. EON Reality's website mentions these impressive partnerships they've formed too. OpenAI, Unity, even Amazon Web Services.
Yeah, those partnerships are huge for them, not just from a visibility standpoint, but because it allows them to really push the boundaries of what's possible, integrating the latest in AI, 3D development, and cloud computing. It's clear they're playing the long game here.
It's pretty mind-blowing when you think about how quickly this technology is evolving.
It really is. And, those partnerships we were just talking about, they're a clear sign that EON Reality is playing the long game here.
Yeah, it's not just about the here and now, right?
Right. They're not just interested in creating a cool product that's going to be outdated in a couple of years. They want to shape the future of learning.
And it seems like they're well on their way. But let's zoom out for a second, look at the bigger picture here. What does EON Reality's work tell us about the future of education as a whole?
Well, that's the billion-dollar question, isn't it? I mean, I think we're on the verge of a massive transformation in how we learn. I mean, imagine a world where every student, every single one, has access to these personalized learning experiences.
Okay, yeah, that sounds straight out of a sci-fi novel.
It does, but EON Reality is making it a reality. But there's a big but here, right?
Accessibility.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not every school, not every student for that matter, has the budget for this kind of cutting-edge tech.
It's a valid concern. We don't want to end up with this, two-tiered education system where only certain students get to reap the benefits.
Right, and that's something EON Reality seems to be very aware of, which I give them credit for. Their platform is designed to be as device-agnostic as possible.
So whether you've got a top-of-the-line VR headset or just your trusty smartphone, you can still access these immersive learning experiences.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And they're also partnering with organizations like USI to bring spatial AI to underserved communities around the world.
That's encouraging to hear. It's
Yeah.
one thing to talk about the potential of a technology. It's another to make sure it's accessible to everyone.
I agree. And, it's not just about access to technology either. It's about what we choose to do with it.
That's a great point. Are there any ethical considerations we should be thinking about when it comes to using AI in education?
Oh, absolutely. We need to be cautious about things like potential biases and make sure these systems are designed and implemented responsibly, ethically. That's crucial.
Yeah, and these aren't easy questions to answer, but it's a conversation we need to be having, involving educators, parents, students, policymakers, everyone, really.
100%. This technology is here to stay. It's evolving rapidly.
So the future of learning is still being written, right?
Absolutely. But it's going to be an exciting journey. That much I'm sure of.
I'm with you on that one. And who knows, maybe someday soon we'll be able to just step inside any book we want, not just a textbook. Imagine that. But that's a topic for another deep dive, don't you think?
I'd say so.
Well, on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive into EON Reality and the exciting world of spatial AI. From personalized avatars to virtual operating rooms, it's clear that this technology has the potential to revolutionize the way we learn. But as with any powerful tool, it's up to us to ensure that it's used responsibly and ethically. A big thanks to our expert for breaking it all down for us. And to our listeners, we'd love to hear your thoughts. What excites you most about the future of learning? What concerns do you have? Head over to our website and join the conversation. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and most importantly, keep learning.